Cultivating the courage to be curious, a clarity and remembering offering. Welcome, rememberers. This is an additional path option from the main journey we traversed together at our last gathering. Remember, you can pause this video as needed to progress at the pace that feeds your divine spark. Work with yourself, not against yourself. As you listen to the following words, which stand spelled with love and grace, listen from the heart through the ears. Close or lower your gaze, doodle, take notes, play with a stone or two, engage in some candle magic, hold and draw oracle or tarot. Do what your most witchy self desires. As usual, settle into a place and position that is comfortable for your physical body to be in. You can always shift if and when you need to. Notice the cadence and depth of your breath. Breathe with intention. Let's begin. In the almost words of Mary Magdalene, those who have ears to hear, let them hear. And in the Deidre addition to modern era YouTube videos, those who have eyes to see, let them read the captions. Whether listening or reading, do so through your heart space first. Let your mind then support your heart. In this self-inquiry process, we are remembering the I that is not of this material world. And yet we also have to remember our I is in this material world. It is in this world where we must dwell, we must exist, that we live, love, laugh, and cry. Alchemizing and transmuting the mechanisms of patriarchy, white isolation, and capitalism that have induced forgetting in our individual eyes requires a first step. That first step is about embodying a sense of curiosity to explore via the direct experience of one's own self. Being curious in the world and noticing your thoughts and discerning which are yours and which are not is how we create our own shifts in consciousness. Cultivating the courage to be curious supports imagining, creating, and fostering fearlessness in the face of authority that demands unquestioned obedience. Genuine compassion for those not even remotely remembering their I. Dedication to truth even when it is uncomfortable. An unshakable knowing in your divine origin that nothing can diminish. Remembering the witch within is about participating in your own expansion and knowing of your divinity. This means intentionally choosing to participate in the world in ways that are not complicit in the denigration of the feminine. Do not mimic white isolation, and that can name when we ourselves are engaging in excessive accumulation and or attachment behaviors. This all requires the courage to face how our being is being impacted by the illusion, the construct reality it finds itself in daily, and to do so with great compassion and grace for the self that has to confront, engage, exist in this illusion. Sometimes this will translate into complicity. Cultivating courage to be curious means responding to this with non-attachment, non-judgment, compassion, and grace instead of what the construct will push on us. To respond to this complicity with guilt, shame, and self-hate, or to react with defensiveness, rogue ego, and arrogance. For the righteous and intellectual elite, this will arrive as reacting as though everyone else is complicit. Yet, to be human in these times is to be complicit in some way. Curiosity helps us explore and engage these actualities with greater self-awareness, honesty, and integrity. At the last session, we explored the idea of being one's own observer and how this can help imagine, create, and foster connection to your own divine spark, meaning the part of you that is divine, part of the cosmos, the goddess, God energy, source, the monad. Courage to be curious buoys our imaginations to see, sense, and shift into all that is beyond the means in the matter of this realm meant to power over you, the constructs of patriarchy, white isolation, and capitalism. Remember, you are more of your divine spark than you are not. That part of you that cannot be powered over, cannot be controlled, stolen, diminished. This is why we cultivate the courage to be curious. Because what the construct can do is make us forget. But we can choose to explore the whole of who we are in the light and shadow, even within a dense reality that holds harm and remembering side by side. Courage to be curious assists as we explore our thoughts, feelings, and emotions. For these determine the definitions, beliefs, and behaviors that shape our perceptions of reality. Courage to be curious about what we find when we look inward can help us teach ourselves how to work through fear and make fear inert. Learn to love despite betrayal. Choose to love in the face of indifference. Hone the ability to decipher and discern what is of your divine spark and what is of the construct. You are divine. Cultivate the courage to be curious about what that means in all aspects of your life, in happiness, sorrow, joy, grief, work, home, family, friends, the mundane, and the extraordinary. Those who have ears to hear, let them hear. Per our presence practice from Gathering 3, sit with and observe the thoughts that arise here and now after listening to these words. As you do, be curious about your thoughts in reaction to your thoughts. Is there judgment or attachment? What do you need to not judge and to not attach to that particular thought? What is happening to your breath in response to that thought? Doodle, note-take, journal, contemplate, integrate, divinate for the next few minutes. Return to this in whole or pieces as you feel you desire to do so, to deepen, to explore, to experience beyond the construct self and into the divine spark that is also you, and more so, you. You are loved. You are whole. You are enough. This is from an ongoing self-inquiry workshop called Remember the Witch Within. Imagine, create, and foster your divine spark. Interested in joining one of our cohorts? There's a link in the description to learn more. Unfettered and infinite love and gratitude.